Hello and welcome to the second main menu tutorial in Unity. In this tutorial we're going to be focusing on how to make a load game and how to save and load previous variables. And this is going to be based off of the last tutorial I made, and it's just the last tutorial all we did was make a load game and exit game, and when you click load it loads the new scene. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to the game scene, going to make game object, create other, we're going to create a cube, and I'm just going to tilt this really quick just to show it a little better. Going to go to game object, create other, create a directional light, and again I'm just going to tilt it till I like it, and that's fine. And then we need a empty game object, and we're going to call this script holder, and we're just going to drag our script onto this game object so we don't have to put it on the camera or the cube or the light. It'll just be there, we'll know exactly where it is, so if we ever go back to it later. But we're going to create a new C# script, and we're just going to call this color changer. And we're going to drag that onto the script holder. We're going to open that up in MonoDevelop. And we're going to leave it empty for now. So we'll go back to the menu script, and what we want to do is we want to copy the load game and make that new. Make the height of the load game 2 and the height of the exit game 1.5f. Okay? And we want to make two new variables. We want to make one public static boolean new. Yeah. And we want to set it equal to false, actually. And we'll do public static boolean load equals false. And if we hit new game, we want new to equal true and load to equal false. And likewise, if we hit load game, sorry, turn that off, we want load to equal true and we want new to equal false. So that's pretty much all we have to do for the menu script. Now in the color change, we'll make a void start and a void update for right now. What we want to do for the start is if menu.load equals true, then we want, before we do any of this, we want to make a public game object cube. And if it's loaded, well, we don't want anything to happen for now, so because we haven't done anything. But if menu.load equals true, then we want cube.render.material.color to equal color.white, not black. Okay, and now we want to do if input.get key down, and we'll do R. Then we want to set the cube.render.material.color equals color.red. If input.get key down, yellow, we'll make it, Y, sorry, we'll make it yellow. cube.render.material.color equals color dot yellow. Okay, now we have no way of saving that right now because you can't save a color in a player prefs. You can save integers, strings, and booleans. So we're going to make an integer. We're going to make a public. Actually, we're going to make a private int cube color equals 1. And if we load the game, we want cube color to equal 1. Sorry, that was stupid. This should be menu.new, not menu.load. Of course, you could do menu.load equals false, then that would deplete the purpose of making a new variable in here. But anyway, so that should have been new, and we'll make the cube color 1. And we will make the cube color 2 when it's red, and we'll make it 3 when it's yellow. So that way when we go to load it, it'll work. And we want to save that cube color for if they exit the game and then come back. So we'll do player prefs dot set int, and we'll just call this color, and we'll set the int from the current cube color integer. So it's right here, right there, and this is just the name we're giving it. You can name this anything you like. You just need to know that name for when you want to get it. And we'll do the same thing for when we turn it to yellow. Now when we load it, we need cube color to equal to player prefs dot get int, and then color is what we named it. So these names will be the same. And then we're going to make a function. We're going to make an IEnumerator so we can do a yield wait for seconds. And we're going to make this start color. And we're going to call that function up here. We'll do start coroutine, start color, and that'll, if the game has been loaded, then it'll start this. Make that an else if. You don't have to make that an else if, but I just want to, I guess. And so if it's started, if it's loaded, it'll start that coroutine. If not, it won't even touch it. So this will only be called if you've loaded the game. So what we want to do here is we already got the int of cube color. So we just want to do a yield return new wait for seconds. And we'll wait for 0.01 float. So you're waiting for almost no time, but you have to wait for some amount of time or else it'll call it in the same frame, and then as it's getting this, it'll try to change the color. So you want to get that, then change the color, which you won't even notice it. It'll probably be yellow or red as soon as we click the button. But if you want to frame by frame, you'll probably notice it, but else it's not gonna matter. So we're gonna do if cube color equals 2, then we want cube.render.material.color to equal color.red. Else if cube color equals 3, cube.render.material.color equals color.yellow. Okay. And I think we're good. I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all we need to do. Let's make sure to go back into this, click on your script holder, and you'll see cube is now there. Drag the cube onto that, save your scene. We'll go back to menu, play this. We'll do new game, I guess. If you hit Y, it turns yellow, R, it turns red, and if I leave it red, well, I didn't make one to change it back to white, but if I leave it red and go to load game, actually it did flicker white for a second there. That's interesting, but it's red. And if we go back to new game, it's white again. And if we have it yellow and go back to load game, it's yellow. I didn't see a white there. Maybe it's just because the color, but and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for saving and loading data. I will be going more in depth onto this in later tutorials, but this is more like a beginner, like just starting out. This is a good introduction to saving and loading data. Okay, and you can do this for levels, you can do this for the player's location, you can do this for all sorts of things. And it's what I use for saving and loading everything, so for the most part. So yeah, I think my next tutorial will be how to make a mini map, because every mini map tutorial that I see out there, the mini maps don't really do anything. I'm gonna be making a tutorial for a mini map like in Dota or League of Legends, where if you left click and drag around it, the camera moves there, and if you right click, the player will move to that location as well. So yeah, look forward to that, and thanks for watching. Hope it helped. Did I pause it? No?